beneficiaries assets trust agreement. So you have a grantor, you have a trustee, you have beneficiaries, assets, and a trust agreement. Avoids probate, provides asset protection, and ensures privacy. Hang on, I want to share the screen again, but I don't want my face on that. I'm trying to move it where. Versus irrevocable trust. Revocable trust can be altered, revoked by the grantor, maintains control but provides limited asset protection, avoids probate but does not shield from estate taxes. So when it comes to revocable trust and you put in your house in it, if you own a mortgage or you have a mortgage on your home, the lien holder or the bank will want you to set up a revocable trust and make yourself as the grantor. I mean, not the grantor, as the beneficiary. Okay? That's how they want you to set up. But I have remedy for that because I like irrevocable trust because you can do all the things of revocable trust, but you're creating a separate entity. So revocable is like it's you. Any position you hold in that trust, whether you the grantor, the beneficiary or trustee, any assets you own privately or in your name, it can still be attacked by creditors such as the IRS or, someone who's trying to sue you. Okay? So everything, even if it's in the trust, it still looks like you own those assets. Whereas an irrevocable trust, it says cannot be easily modified, offers strong asset protection and tax benefits, reduces taxable estate, and protects wealth. How it protects assets is that an irrevocable trust is its own person. Under the legal definition of person, that's either a corporation, individual, trust, or there's another definition. All of those under legal definitions are defined as a person when it comes to looking at it in a legal sense. So technically, you're a person. That Social Security card that you hold in your wallet, or not in your wallet, or you have it somewhere else, is a person. But here's the kicker. That person is not really you. It's an entity that is controlled and owned by the government. Because if you read the back of the card, they don't say it too much anymore. It says this is the property of the Social Security Administration, the SSA. And that's the reason why it's in all caps, not upper and lower like it should be, because it's an entity, it's an estate. So if you're doing all of your business out of that estate, everything you do, you might want to write it down, what I'm about to say down. Everything you do is for the benefit and the welfare of the U.S. government. Okay? You might say, why would that be a problem? It's be a problem because that is the highest taxed entity in commercial affairs. That's why a secretary can make more money, can pay more taxes than the guy who owns the company. Because what happens when you're a worker? When you're a worker, you're pre-taxed, meaning you're taxed before you even get your paycheck, get your money. It's already taken out before they direct deposit it or however they pay you. Whereas when you're an owner of a company, you're post-tax, meaning you pay taxes after you do your expenses and any other write-offs you have. See, typically a wage earner, a person who works a 9 to 5, or a person who gets a W-2, 99.9% of the time, they're paying taxes before they even get the use of their money. Okay? That I know some of you might, that sounds harsh, and it is harsh. How does someone take your money before You get to enjoy it. How do they get to do that? That's for another conversation, but I just want to help you understand that. So what you're learning today is how to create your own entity for the benefit and welfare of yourself and your family. This is how business owners should be operating. And if it's a religious entity, they should be operating like this as well. What I'm about to show you. All right? So imagine if you was armed with the knowledge that the feminine aspect is wisdom. So now you know what to look for in a wife, a woman who has wisdom. And I mean, look around us. Look around. There's not many of that going on. Wisdom. Everybody's chasing after the next fad or trend, you see? Everybody's doing things that are not wise. Why? Because we come from a system that taught us not to be wise. They taught us that we needed their education system to go get a job. That's not wisdom. That's not wise, because that's not what God gave us. Remember, wisdom is worth more than gold, silver, and any riches you got. See, when they told the story of Solomon when he became king and God asked him what he wanted, he said wisdom. This here, it really opens your eyes up to why they took this out, so that you don't see the power of both man and woman. So they had to choose one. They chose one and put the other one down, and you need them together. See, that man, Solomon, knew he needed wisdom. He needed that feminine aspect of knowledge and understanding and compassion. All right, testing, testing. All right, y'all should be able to hear me. Good. All right, peace. It's March the 2nd, 2025. 2 months gone of this 2025 year. And so far this year, I have to be very thankful of how things are working out. Like anything, things pop up unexpected. And, I taught a while ago that as you start to elevate in your consciousness, as you start to change how you see things, how you think, and how you move, things seem to be getting more difficult. The challenges seem to be more intense. So you got to be thankful for that. That's the only way you're going to get through it. If you start complaining and saying, why am I going through this? You're not going to get through it. And you're going to go back. You're going to go backwards. You're going to go back to what you're comfortable with. You're going to go back and retreat to the old you if you don't be thankful for those challenging times. You could be in a situation where you don't even know how that bill is going to get paid next week. Literally, like you don't, your bank account may be below zero. But the only way you're going to change it is through being thankful and looking for the opportunity to see how you can navigate this challenge and become a better version of you. And also get to see, how did you get there? Like, what in my thought process got me here where my bank account is below the level of me being able to pay any bills? And let me say this, I don't care how much those bills are coming up. Your bills might be $5,000, $10,000. And you in your bank account might be saying negative. And you don't even see where that money is going to come from. But I promise you, if you change the way you see the situation, that money will come on time to pay that bill, to pay whatever it is, to meet the challenge of those expenses. It will come. Because see, you could do like most people, be upset, complain, feel depressed, go stick your head under your pillow and just hope it all goes away. Oh, I forgot to do something. my I didn't open up the live stream. Hold that thought. Yeah, so you might go ahead and stick your head under the pillow and say, "Man, I don't know," and then you feel those intense moments where you just don't believe that you're gonna be able to meet that financial burden. But I can guarantee, and I promise you, if you change the way you think, you change your. That's why I said imagination is the key. If you imagine the situation already resolved, if you imagine that it's done, and see yourself that it's paid. You don't know exactly how the process is going to get you there, but you do know that it's paid already. Something you might have been waiting on for a long time is going to just pop up and say, "Okay, here you are. Go take care of that." And to the untrained mind, to the mind that doesn't appreciate how powerful our consciousness is, will never see it. You're not going to be able to convince a person who's stuck in a mindset of lack. You're not going to be able to convince a person who is stuck in looking at the present moment and seeing it unchanged. You're not going to, so don't waste your time talking to people like that. But if you, as the Bible says, has the faith of this seed, this very small mustard seed, you can tell that mountain to pick up from here to go over there. That's all you need. If you could just have this much faith, just this little bit of faith, it'll change. You will be able to move a mountain. Yeah, just think about that. Just like think about it. Like you don't even have to have a whole lot. You just have to have just a little, because just a little opening, just a little crack will make room for abundance. Just a little uh, faith in yourself that I will be able to do this and this will get done will change the situation. That's all it takes. It's like it's like if you have water and then something gets a crack in it. All water needs is a small little hole. Small little thing, and it seeps out, and the next you know it's dripping out. The next you know it's kind of streaming out, and the next you know it's rushing out. And then eventually whatever is holding it back, it can't hold it anymore. Now, when you look at that as we're made of what, 80%, 85% water, that fluid, this is what we are made of. So that means we have the same ability. All we need is a little bit of light. Just a slight. And as you see get open, you're getting out, you're getting bigger and larger, your consciousness is growing. Then you'll be everywhere. Right? Isn't water everywhere you look? There's some water somewhere. This planet is made of what, 80%, 85, just like you, water? That's why your imagination is the key. See, the issue is the reason why we are stuck in bad situation is not because of that situation or someone else's fault or something's fault. It's because we have imagined ourselves that was going to come. We did this. We had let just a little bit of crack of doubt get in there. And doubt is a form of faith. You have faith in your doubt. And that doubt got bigger and bigger and bigger. And here you are looking at this bill that you can't pay. because you let a little bit of doubt get in there. It works. See, this the supreme mind, the all mind, the all supreme creator made us perfect. Where if we just see it in its totality, we see the whole picture of things. We can see how we create. You cannot disagree with me when I say you just let a little bit of negativity get in that door and it grows like cancer and it just spreads everywhere. But like I said earlier, it works just as the same way with positivity. You just let a little bit of it get in there and it grows. It streams just like a river. And it nourishes and quenches the thirst of everything around it. That's who you are. That's the power you have. You have the power to heal and you have the power to kill. Which one are you choosing? Which choice are you making in the moment? Are you choosing a thought process or imagining a process of destruction, or you're imagining a process of upliftment, prosperity, wealth, good health? Which one are you imagining? Which people are you allowing into your space that are aiding you in either killing or destroying? I mean, killing or uplifting. Which one? Because every person in your space is playing a role in how your outcomes are coming about. That's why it's key to have only the people in your space that are conducive to where you want to be. It's your choice. And when I say people, I'm also talking about the association of what you watch on TV, what you watch on social media. Those are you're letting people in your space there from afar. When you whoever channel you're subscribed to, you're allowing them to influence you. That's why imagination is the key. Everybody is trying to manipulate your imagination through their own imagination. They're sending out their wavelengths and their thoughts to you through the content that they're creating, just like I am. Right now, I'm trying to manipulate your thinking into realizing that you are the key. Your imagination, your thoughts are the key to everything that's going to make a change for you. And if the change you're looking at is not what you are comfortable with or is causing you issues, that means you have to change the way you look at things, how you participate in your own issues. It's not the outwardly world that's the problem. It never is. Of course, the world wants you to think of that, think it that way, because that's the way they promote programming, right? That's what they put on television. Right now, everybody's taking a side. It's Trump's fault. When the other president, it was Biden's fault. You watch interviews, you'll hear Trump talking about how stupid Biden is. He's actually said those words. It's always something out there trying to get you to position yourself through their imagination in the way they want you to see it. And it's unfortunate that the large majority of the world uh, accepts that contract. They allow themselves to be manipulated. I have to constantly watch what side I'm taking, or am I choosing a side? Because when I look at it in its realest form, stand back and up just to be the observer of it, Trump, Biden, whoever, is never, ever going to write a check and pay any of my bills or come here and help me set up things that'll bring wealth to myself and my family now and into the future. None of that. All of that, do y'all realize that all of that's just illusionary manipulation? To get you, oh, I hope he do this because it'll help me this. No, man, damn all that. That they none of what they do is gonna affect your home life that much. You affect it. You make the changes. You are the one. No matter what happens, if they start talking about gas shortage. Remember when in the 70s, around the 70s, they had we thought we was gonna run out of gas. They had lines lined up crazy. Then it was a blackout, in New York. And the end of the world is coming. And God knows how many organizations preach the end of the world. I know one particular organization predicted it 19 plus times and nothing happened. But see, in those situations, they accomplished what they wanted. Everybody became fearful and just paid attention to that. Everybody became fearful and dug themselves in deeper into the system of, well, I got to go get me. I had one job and I need two jobs now. I need three jobs. Not really working on their own purpose, not really working on their own wealth. If you really understand this system is designed to get you to participate in your own poverty, keeping you poor, keeping you at a level that you can never reach with the ones who are actually manipulating things where they are. They need a few people there. That for them, that's an exclusive club that we can't let everybody in. So we have to create scenarios for us to take sides on, so for us to be fearful of. And you'll get people calling, what do you think about this? And I've gotten into those conversations and I'm starting to learn why am I having these conversations? For what? Like really, what are they doing for me? What is it doing? And you got to catch yourself because as you allow your imagination to participate in these illusions, it starts to create different realities for you. The thing is the multiverse and multidimensional. I always said that we're multidimensional beings because we could have a thought right now that will create another reality for us. And in the next second, we have a new thought that will create a new reality for us. That's how we operate. Every changing idea or position you take in your consciousness is creating your reality. So it's fluid. It's like it is right on uh like you could be going in this direction. As soon as you change your thought, you're going in that direction. And this is how this system is designed to keep you scattered, not really focused in one direction. One day you're doing well, money's flowing. Next day you're not. What happened? Got scattered. Ideas. You started to change the way you thought. And so you were flowing in prosperity one day, now you're not. Because your ideas, your thought process, your imagination is flowing in the idea of poverty. It is aligning with poverty. And the only way I can teach you this or even be confident in telling you is that because I have to experience it. And I have experienced it over and over again. And I'm saying, why can't it just can't stay consistent? Because you're not consistent. I'm not consistent. Inconsistency comes from within. One minute I'm high, and then the next one I'm flowing. I'm allowing. Remember what I said about that crack? You let it through, it'll grow. And the next you know, you find yourself in a world of, how did I get here? I drifted too far away from prosperity. Now I'm on the spectrum of poverty. How did I get here? Inconsistency in how I imagine the outcomes to be. Because I have literally experienced this myself, right? Where I've gone and gotten so far down that path, and then I instantly say, no, I gotta do this, and it don't take long. Boom. And then next thing you know, as soon as I change the way I think, boom, things starts flowing again. Instantly. I'm telling you, you guys, this is the truth. It will happen for you instantly. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, "Oh, that's not true," you're right. It's not true for you because you believe it's not instant. See, I believe it's instant. I hold the idea that if I change my idea into a prosperity mindset, and then I be thankful for what I have, and then I say, and I be thankful that it's already done and see it already done, it's done. There's no waiting. It really isn't any waiting. You see, to accept the idea that it is waiting is to accept the idea that time is real. But the time is a construct of the carnal mind. When you understand that all things is happening at once and all things are happening right now, and that the internal existence that we live on is a now existence, meaning we have infinite nows, meaning that it never ends. We have a never ending space of now. It never stops. From the time I started this broadcast until now, that's all I've been in. Only space I'm existing in is right now. So when you are trying to can't command and bring forth the things that you desire, you have to work in the law of now. That is a law. Future and past tense are figments of all of our imagination. We never exist there. We only exist in now. We only exist in what is happening right in this moment. So, in order to change your circumstance, you have to see yourself in this moment doing what it is that you desire, doing or having what you desire. You have to see it. If you want a good husband, good wife, even with the one you want to see change in that person, you have to see them already changed right now. Not by telling them they need to change. You have to imagine them that way. And through the energy and thoughts of your mind, and if y'all are connected in any way, you'll start to see the change. But who really changed? Did they change or did you change? Because maybe they were already that way. But because you have allowed the crack of doubt in their character to grow and get big, all you can see right now is how bad that person is. And if you put it all on paper, if you sit there and was honest and you put it on paper, that things that you think bad of them might be one, maybe two things, and the rest is good. When you really look at it right now for what it really is, it may be one. I can tell you right now, it may be just one thing that you've allowed to overshadow and put a cast of doubt over everything that person has done. It's not about the other person. It's about you. It's about me. It really isn't. It really isn't. We only exist in nouns. That's our everlasting life now. So there's something that you want to see for yourself that's good. You have to have the imagination that it's already done. You already have it. And it's already in here because this is where it's important. Because from here will produce motivation, and motivation produces action, and action produces results. You get it? That's the equation of manifestation. That is the equation. But when you exist in a world, in an educational system, political system, religious system, there's always teaching you about waiting on something. There's the con. That's the con game. Wait, wait, wait. Be patient. Wait, your time is coming. Wait, wait, wait. What do you mean? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for to see yourself where you want to be? Why? Why wait? See it now. You can have what it is you want now. Start in the imagination and let no one change your thought process. See how we allow people to change our thought process. We get ideas, we want things to happen, and then we start sharing them with the unholy, the ungrateful. We start sharing it with the swine. I'm not going to pinpoint who that might be because I'm not trying to insult anybody's peoples, but I'm just putting it out there. We start consorting and we start referring and conferring our ideas out there where they don't need to be. They only need to be within your imagination, locked in and loaded every day that this is it. This is how it's going to be. This is it. This is how it is. Not going. This is how it is right now. And it takes no real movement to do that. All it takes is you sitting still, getting in the quiet place, and locking it in. And once you lock it in and see how it's all playing out, how it's already done, then guess what? A phone call, an email, an alert. Cha-ching, you have $5,000. Cha-ching, that person shows up as you imagined them to be. One one positive, but it can feel harsh because it conflicts with what your ego wants to do, is that everyone is showing up in your life. Some of y'all might have to sit down on this one. Everyone is showing up in your life exactly how you imagine them to be right now. So if you want people to show up in your life in a good way, you need to have a good thought about them or whoever. That's how it's got to be. There's no changing that. Oh yeah, yeah. It's easy to cast that blame somewhere else. That's the easy part. That's the easy bit. No, none of us are really surprised by the bad things people do to us. We try to pretend like we're surprised. We're not surprised because we already had the idea that that person had the potential or propensity to do that. So because we believed that and thought that we drew that spirit, that energy our way. See, that's called taking responsibility for the things that happen in your life. Don't blame that other person. Now, if that person did it, yes, we're not going to take. Now they have to take responsibility for the negative things they're doing. That they'll reap what they're sow, on their own. They'll pick it up. They'll get their reaping. But you, at the same time, while they're reaping, you're reaping too. You hear this, oh, this all these men and no good, all these women no good, but at the same time, we're choosing these people to be in our life. And then we imagine them to be bad. When we get with them, when they get, it'd be good for a time, and then we start imagining all kind of negative things that they could be doing, and then we start searching and looking under every rock to find it until we get it. That's why the old saying that says, if you look for something, you'll find it. A better way of saying, if you imagine something, you will get it. You will get it. If you imagine something to be the case, it will be the case. So, ladies, if you got, bad things going on in your relationship, what have you been imagining prior to that? See, women are most powerful in that area with their, because they operate out of the feelings, and feeling is the key to getting a manifestation that you want. How are you imagining these men that's showing up in your life? If you're expecting and imagining and associating with people that imagine the same ideas in the men, you're going to get these types of men in your life. So at the end of the day, you have to take responsibility. No, 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 no. He this, he that. What? Wait a minute. Everything we do in life is by a contract, by agreement, by acceptance, by allowing. Allowing good and bad, whatever is good and bad, allowing is what gives us the experience. We allow it, right? For some reason. They'll psychoanalyze you. Oh, you had daddy issue, you had mommy issue. You grew up this way, we grew up that. But it all boils down to one thing: how we trained our imagination from the time we were a child. How we allowed, even as a child, we've accepted, even though the information might have been dysfunctional or not right, we accepted it at a point and allowed it to be a part of our conscious being. Time to grow up. Time to grow up and get young again. Meaning, you have to go back to how children do. Children don't allow negative situations to stay with them for very long. They feel it. Oh, that was bad, and then they go back to being friends and playing and go back to laughter. See, as we get older, the more negative situations we experience, and negative situations we don't allow ourselves to realize that we are the creator of those situations. We just wallow in it. We accept it. This is it. And it becomes a part of us, this negativity. But we should be thankful. We have the power to imagine better. We have the power to accept and realize that I'm here because I've allowed my imagination to take me down a road of negativity. It all starts in the mind. It all starts in our imagination. It all starts in our expectations, in our imagination, or within our imagination. The key to all our suffering, the key to all of our joy, is what we allow and accept. You choose. Someone was on the phone with me early this week complaining about Trump. And they wanted I guess they wanted me to join in and participate. And I don't advise anyone do this, because you can never, when a person is on that ego of just blaming someone or something, you're not going to bring them out of it until they realize where they are. You're not going to take them out of that reality. So I just stopped and very calmly said, can you just tell me what has Trump did to you so bad that you don't like him so much? What has he done to you personally? So when you ask a question to a mind that's out of control, running rampant, and trying to place a blame on someone that they don't even know personally, it offends it. And the first response was, "What does that even matter? He did this. He said that. He that." I'm like, he said that to you? I mean, these are all rational questions I'm asking, right? These are all rational. But when the mind is irrational, it's not going to accept rational. It ain't ready. So that's where I had to realize I got to get off this train. In a way, I did it on purpose so that I can shock the mind, so that it can be offended and want to hang up the phone on me. Allow them to believe I was the problem just to get off the phone. Because I don't want to hear about all of that. No, like what is he doing that up to you that's so bad? Oh, he's taking this. He's got this. And as I said, where did you read this? Where's the facts of what you're saying? You know, when you start doing these fact finding questions, then they realize that they're really running off emotion based on some bias they have about the person or thing. Nothing is really based in any real reality because it's only one reality for each individual, his own individual reality, what they choose to accept and believe. And when you look at everyone's reality, if you could look at everyone's real reality, you'll see that everyone's seeing, doing, and getting the results of how they feel or how they perceive themselves to be in that situation. Everything you experience is based off perception. Your imagination, perception, how you imagine it to be. That's it. We never stopped using our imagination when we was a kid. You might be stunted in having an imagination and creating an idea that could bring you prosperity, but you still have an imagination. It's just not working well for you in that area. And the reason why, because of how you've allowed your imagination to be manipulated up until that point. That's why it's very hard for people to transition from a working 9 to 5 to being their own boss or producing their own income because their imagination has been controlled in this work environment for so long that to switch gears, to switch and change, it takes work. Like when I was teaching yesterday, one of the participants was like, "Man, my head is spinning." And I said, "I understand. There's nothing wrong with you while your head is spinning. What is happening is you are creating new neural pathways that goes against what you have been already taught. So there's resistance there, which is good. Because eventually, if you stay down this path, the disinformation is going to override the old teachings, and it's going to be easy. But right now, you have resistance because you know your brain is basically wired a certain way, and what I'm showing you is going against that, and it's creating fatigue because you're really working your mind right now. Your mind is being exercised, it's being challenged, it's being but all you need is that, like I said, that little crack, and it'll open up. So that's how it is when you're trying to go from one place to the next. Like I said, every level of elevation. Let me break it down to you this way, right? So when you're on this path, right, and you're elevating, and you know how it's you, it's your mind who's creating your reality. You know that all you have, is right now. The first 5 levels, I want to say, approximately 5 levels of advancement, you're going to see this momentum of things just working out. Like, wow, this is wonderful. Wow, it's going. Then once you get to that 6th level, it's going to appear like you're going backwards. Like it's going to appear like, wait a minute, I was here, I'm doing good. I feel like I'm going backwards. No, you're still going forwards, but you have to go to a period of what? Resistance. Why? Because that 6th level is testing everything that you had from level 1 through 5. It's testing you. So you can't, so that 6th level is the level of challenge and resistance. And are you really gonna go the distance? You just gotta break through it. And then when you break through and you're on that, you break through on the 6th level, and then you're at the 7th level, and you get to look back. Oh, now it's observing 1 through 6. Okay, I had this happen to me, and 7 becomes the place of, because everything in 7 is what? Completion, right? That's really the stage of observing where you are. And it seems like you're not really moving and going anywhere. But if you're not careful, you'll be knocked back down into that 6th level again. And then you got to get back up, take that next step, and be at the 7th level of observing. Okay, I got to wonder what happened there. What was the lessons there? And once you understand and comprehend and overstand all of what happened from level 1 through 6, then you go to level 8. And level 8 is the level of new things, new opportunities. 1 through 6, 1 through 7 is old. And then you have another 7 stages of advancement. Did y'all get what I just said? So you might be right now when things are really tough and you're like, man, things are, and you might be right now sitting in that 6th stage. But if you broke through the 6 and you're at the 7th, might now looking back like, well, things just seem like they're stalling out. No, they're not. It's time for appreciation and understanding, overstanding of what you went through on those other levels. And once you get it, 8 is there. And that's when the real breakout happens. Because you have to be fully prepared for the next levels, because each level has its own challenge of its own. That's what we're really here to do. We're here striving and working for what we already have. Or let's put it like this: you are getting to know yourself again. You're getting to know that you've already mastered all of these levels. You're getting to remember these things. Like, there's a game called Call of Duty, and they have what you call prestige mode, right? You get through all of the levels, get to level 55, and you reset, and you do it all over again. And then you get through that reset, you get to go over again. And you don't have to. You don't have to reset. Just like we didn't have to reset, but some reason we wanted to reset, because maybe in somewhere through those levels there were some things that we bypassed and we need to go back and work on. Well, I'm talking some real high mind science now. I didn't plan to go here, but I'm here now. I'm talking real mind science, people. Uh, like I know some of y'all, this just sound crazy. It's like, oh, Akeem's just crazy. He all over the place. I'm not. I'm right where I need to be right now. I'm right where I need to be. So I just wanted to help you understand that, if there is a tough time coming, that you might be at that sixth level, break into the seventh. And guess what? You know what's the beauty of that? Once you realize you're at that level, you now moved on to the next. Once you realize this is what it is and understand why you're there, you just knowing that, the door opens for you to move on to the next level. See, when there is confusion and lack of understanding and resistance and non-acceptance is what keeps you from breaking through to that other level. Accepting the call. Accepting the call. That's it. Just accepting. Oh, okay. Bank account looking terrible. Relationships messed up. Kids acting up. Everything just don't seem to be right. What? And then you have to, why? What is the truth of this situation? Oh, child, it's just part of helping you remind and go through your final test before you move on and realize, and so that you don't have to see that level again if you don't want to. That's all it is. Just, oh, this is just, I'm the one who's making it more difficult than it has to be. Not them, they, that. It's me that's making it more difficult than it really, because you can actually breeze through all of these levels, snap through, boom, 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 boom. When I play the game and I prestige it, I blow through 10, 11 levels within 30 minutes, depending how well I learned how to play the game. Okay, I perfected this. I perfected. I need this type of equipment. Boom, I can blow through it. Woo, 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 woo. Only time I slow down is if I want to try some new equipment, and so that means that's a whole another learning that equipment and how it works and timing and stuff like that. This is life, y'all. This is what's happening. The reason why you're not breezing through all of the levels is because your level of resistance there, your level of paying attention to the other levels and how you got through them. And getting in there and taking out what you don't need. I don't need that anymore. This is what I need to get from level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is what I need. I don't need that. And then you just walk through them. You walk from one door through the next almost instantly. This is where the scripture is talking about, right? I prepare a place for you because my father's house mansion has many rooms. Many rooms, meaning many choices of how you want your reality to be. See, these are the codes that were in the Bible to help you understand that it wasn't a physical thing that was a challenge. It was the mental, it was the consciousness that was the challenge. You see? See, the only reason why I would prestige is because I want to see, okay, I done got all the way here. Now I done prestige probably 5 or 6 times. How fast can I get through it now? And then as you play these games more and more, as you go through these levels, you can almost predict. I can predict where I am, where I'm going. Confidence. It's all about building your mental confidence. This is why you have to go through the levels. Because you go through in the beginning on a certain weak confidence. And then the next time that confidence becomes stronger. And then it's stronger, and then it's stronger. And the next you know, it's like, then you like Christ. Yeah. I'm taking a pause because I already know what I'm going to say. But it's funny because I just had the epiphany and realized it. Jesus Christ, as we know it today, as you know him, as we define him as a masculine, but really the Christ is both feminine and masculine mindset. Why? Because Christ handled things in a manly way, and then he handled them in a compassionate way at times. So he's operating out of both energies, right? And that's one of the things we're trying to master. But the point I'm trying to make, this Christ that we in this timeline, in this time period, is a Christ that's come ready millions of times before. Because in each age, a Christ has to come in order to help that reality, that timeline, to master the Christ consciousness. So when you Jesus, yes, people that are still stuck in what you call secular religious ideals and ideologies, they only see it one way. But it's impossible for it to be one way when you're dealing with the mental capacity that has a multi-directional, multi-dimensional capacity. So that means that just like all of this we're experiencing now, other periods or other timelines or other lines of reality experience similar situations. Because in this timeline, in this reality, this group of people that are here now are working on elevating past this world, past the physical world, transcend the physical body. And then another group comes. This is why it's always a reset. See, we think these resets are bad, but see, in these realities, it can only handle so many consciousness at one time. And then once the ones that don't do it, get to do it all over again, then the other ones get to move on. It's a cycle. This is why in this reality, all physical must die. But at the same thing, all physical must be resurrected. There's a living, there's a dying, there's a living, and there's a dying. There's a constant recycling of consciousness. So things may look a little wild and crazy because we're getting to that point where a side has to be chosen. Where are you going to go? Let's see what the comments say. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, it says peace, prosperity, extreme wealth to all. That's me. Happy Sunday, everyone. That's Corinne. I love being me. 333, peace and love. Happy Sunday. On my L, peace, Akeem. Peace, everybody. Peace back to you, brother. Absolutely. This is actually the foundation of my ministry. I wish to start, create journeys and beyond. Like that, like that. Yeah, keep it up, brother. Smiley face. Roz Blackwood said peace, like peace to the gods and much light to all. See King Bay says peace, everyone. Peace, everyone. I have one last thing to say before I shut it down, but I want to go through these comments. And La Vida said peace to all. Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing your mind. Yes, you have to constantly renew it. You got to constantly renew it. Is that never stops. It says by the renewing of your mind, and you have to renew it over and over, that ye may prove what is that is good and acceptable and perfect will of God. I love it. Right where you need to be. Gratitude, accountability is key. Embrace it. Shedding the dead weight. That's truth. My eldest offspring is going through a new level, the court's level, demon possessed. He is seeing the light. That is why he'll have several consultations. I keep that. Yeah, exactly. Actual, factual. So, what was I going to say? Well, it's gone now. But I actually thought I wanted to say it's gone. So it must not have been for this time for me to say it. It hit me, and I was about to, and I just want to get through the comments. Yes. Oh, it came back. It came back. Okay, good. So if you're dealing with a tough time right now, appreciate it because you are going through that because you are supposed to go through that. My king, why am I supposed to go through it? Yes, because it's part of the journey. It's part of the process. Because if you don't go through those times, you won't realize the source of why it's happening. This is why things is on repeat. Because most people don't get to the point in actual realization of why it happened, why they're there. They make assumptions as why, and no, that's not it, son. That's not it, daughter. You got to do this again until you realize why you're here. What is really the reality of this? So when you're looking at a money situation, if I can help you, like, why am I here? Because you imagined yourself here. And that's the answer. And once you see that, oh, I imagine myself this way. Oh, let me just change my imagination. And guess what? The door opens and you see the light. And you just walk through to the next stage. And with that being said, peace, prosperity, extreme wealth to all. Have a good day. Oh, before I go, I want to say this. It just hit me. So the second half of the seminar or webinar is today at 1 p.m. Um, Yesterday I talked in depth about trust and everything. Today, as a treat, I'm going to go over the passport process. Um, go over trust again. Some things I missed. Um, and we're going to talk about debt. Probably talk about some debt elimination stuff, but mainly we're going to talk about some passport, you know, process, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So if you feel like you want to join the webinar, you can. It's 150. It's only going to be for one day. If you want the recording of that next day, you're going to have to pay an additional $100. And then you get yesterday's session as well. But we had a really good session yesterday. Um, it was supposed to be live, but because of the venue issues, we decided to salvage it and just do a 2-day webinar. I will be doing a seminar. Right now, the cities look like it's gonna be Maryland, New York. Gonna do New York. I'm not sure exactly when. And Maryland, New York, North Carolina, possibly South Carolina. I got to get with that venue. Um, and that's it for now that I could think of. I'm looking to get out there in Texas somewhere, maybe or Houston or Austin. One of those two cities, maybe Dallas, Houston, or Austin. I'm not sure exactly, but there we go. And somebody said something very profound. Disruption follows intention. Absolutely. some you said peace, and then the last that your perspectives are beyond appreciated. Akeem, you have a beautiful mind. Happy Sunday. Thank you. Appreciate you. Buffalo, New York. You know, that might be a good idea. Brother, put it together. Give me a spot. Make sure the prices that we can have the venue at is reasonable. I'll come out there. I've never done a um seminar in Buffalo, New York. I lived in New York and never been in Buffalo, New York. So that would be a definite welcome uh venue. I would love to do a seminar because Buffalo, New York has a lot of ancient history that I would like to appreciate. So yeah, let's do that. All right. I got to get ready for this webinar. It's at 1:00. If you want to um participate in it, I can shoot you. Actually, let me do this before I get off. Give me a second. Let me give you the link so that you can join. Let me get the link, payment link. I'll put it in the that's activated. And let me edit that. I'm gonna put the link in there and use the coupon because it's gonna come up 150. So you're gonna have to put a coupon, Big Apple, all caps, Big Apple, all caps. I'm gonna put the link. If it's coming up still 200, just wait until I reactivate that coupon. That's the link to it in the chat, and it's also put it in Telegram. Telegram, where are you, Telegram? There we go. All right, I'll get the coupon updated like right now. All right, so you guys have a good rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your day. The weather's getting better. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna do that New Year's spring solstice ritual. I'm gonna work on that this week. All right, peace, prosperity, extreme wealth to everyone. So imagine if you was armed with the knowledge that the feminine aspect is wisdom. So now you know what to look for in a wife, a woman who has wisdom. I mean, look around us. Look around. There's not many of that going on. Wisdom. Everybody's chasing after the next fad or trend, you see? Everybody's doing things that are not wise. Why? Because we come from a system that taught us not to be wise. They taught us that we needed their education system to go get a job. That's not wisdom. That's not wise, because that's not what God gave us. Remember, wisdom is worth more than gold, silver, and any riches you got. See, when they told the story of Solomon when he became king and God asked him what he wanted, he said wisdom. This here, it really opens your eyes up to why they took this out, so that you don't see the power of both man and woman. So they had to choose one. They chose one and put the other one down, and you need them together. See, that man, Solomon, knew he needed wisdom. He needed that feminine aspect of knowledge and understanding and compassion.